Hey everybody, Zach here with the NerdCave. A little bit different with car thoughts. My mount for the Osmo is broken for some odd reason. So we are going to do a quick version of car thoughts for this week. Hope everyone is doing well. Got an awesome stream tonight, NerdCave News at 7 p.m. Central Time. Really looking forward to that. But I hope everyone is having an awesome week. It's been quite a busy last 2 weeks for me. A lot of projects going on at work and everything. We are currently at the studio at work. That's why it looks a little bit different. Last time I did a video in here, everybody's like, what's going on? Why does that look different? That's why I'm at work. I have been watching a lot of anime. I know that's been kind of the thing recently, has been watching more anime and everything. So been watching anime. I did play a little bit of College Football 25 over the weekend. Friday night I played, and man, not as good as I was hoping it was going to be. I know I'll probably talk about this on NerdCave News and everything, but I was expecting something way better. It's fun, but it's not like, oh my God, this is the second coming of Christ. Like it's adequate. I know that's probably a hot take for some people, but it was just kind of like, okay, this is, football. The pageantry is sort of there. Like some things look good, and then other things look really bad. Like the stuff on the field, like with the players, looks really great. Things play really well. I'm still figuring out the new passing mechanic and everything. Dynasty mode is definitely very intricate, where it takes a long time to get through recruiting people and everything. And I know some people are like, if you don't want to play, if you don't want to do like recruiting and everything, don't play Dynasty mode. Just go, play games or whatever. And I totally agree. I definitely want to try Road to Glory. I always enjoyed those. Playing through it and everything with my character and all of that through the 4 years of college and all of that good stuff. But yeah, some of the graphics look great. Like playing as Florida, that's my favorite team. Playing as them looks cool coming, through the tunnel and all of that. And then that's when we start having some interesting issues once we get into the game. The band looks weird. Like they look like placeholder images, like they're not really well done. I'm trying to remember if that's even their uniform or if it's just some basic thing that they put on them. And they're also like, and this is coming from a band nerd, all right? This is coming from somebody that's been in band and taught band. Like their marking time, which is like they're stepping while they play, and for where they're at, the tunnel where the team runs through, they wouldn't be marking time. I definitely need to try Troy, just because that's where I went to school and was in the band there, and see what they do, because that will tell me more of how much they actually pay attention to what the team does. And yes, Florida is like at least set up in what they do. The flags are different. I'm being super nitpicky, okay? But then we get to the crowd, and some of the crowd looks really good. Like the beginning of the game, the crowd looks purposeful. Like everybody's got a different face. And I've played a few games so far. But as the game goes on, they'll go cut back to the crowd, and this is like not as planned out, it seems like. But I had literally people like bursting through, clipping through other people's chest and bodies. And I'm like, like it's like someone's here, they're yelling, and then someone's head literally like burst out of their chest. And this happened multiple times in the same scene. So for me, that's kind of like, I don't know. It's those little details like that. And yes, I know that that's not the main thing. The on the field stuff feels really good. Creating my coach was kind of a letdown. There's way more stuff you can do with the actual player creation. Again, I haven't done Road to Glory yet, so I haven't created my character, but I remember even the older ones, way more stuff to do with your character creator when you're making a player. But the coaches, very generic. There was more faces and everything, but I felt limited. I wished I would have been able to, go into like a head customization and make it look a certain way or whatever. And it was like you got to pick a pre-made head, and then you got to adjust the weight and the height, and that's it. Yeah, that's super limiting. And like, I know it's like you don't see your coach. I haven't seen my coach on my sideline either. I did like that you can choose to play. You could be either a head coach, a offensive coach, or a defensive coach. If you're the head coach, you can choose to do everything when you're playing one of the games, or you could do just defense or just offense. So that's nice, having that choice and everything. Recruiting is a woolly booger. It is a ton to do because you pick all the people that you're trying to get. You're trying to see what you need for the next season and everything. Totally makes sense on that. But they don't explain it very well in the quote-unquote tutorial. It's just kind of like, here it is. This is what it is. And it's like, okay, I don't feel like I know what's going on. And then they don't really explain the hours. Like, every week you get a certain number of hours. You need to spend that on the first week as well. Me and my friend Nick, we both didn't know. We thought, oh, this is for the whole season. No, it's not. And once you commit to a certain amount of hours to players, that will happen each and every week. So if you're looking like, oh, I don't have 700 hours the next week, well, it's because you've dedicated those hours to those people. It's got like social media. You can look at their social media. You can DM them. You can do all this kind of stuff. And which is cool that it's like updated to like this day and age. I'm not bashing that at all. It's just a lot to do and a lot to manage. And maybe if you're just doing like an offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator, you're not having to do as much of that. I'm not 100% sure because I went with a head coach because, I want to be the big dog. You know what I mean? But I definitely feel like it's going to be a little bit harder to gamify some of the things because I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to just make my schedule harder. I'm getting like, I am rusty. I will say that 100%. I am rusty as, the Rusty's guys from Cars. You know what I mean? So I'm having to like figure out, I should have said Mater. I'm as rusty as Mater. But I'm trying to figure out like what the game is all about and everything. On the field stuff, it's pretty good. Like, I wished I would have went through some tutorials, especially the new passing mechanics, the new audible system in there. And then like defense, like I was playing one game. I was Florida and I was just playing like a simple just exhibition match, my first game. And the team that I was playing, like they did hurry up offense the whole time. So it was like trying to figure out how to do that, and just make sure that we're getting the coverage that was needed, et cetera, et cetera. So it's just like figuring out the nuances. A lot of things are in the same places, but like pumping up the crowd or, calming down the crowd, I don't know where that is or if that's even a thing because you do have like a crowd meter that pops up and it's like when people are excited and everything, and on offense they will die down. And defense, it stays pretty loud, which is kind of cool. There's just some things that aren't explained, and I know they're not wanting to like bog people down, and I totally get that. But sometimes you need a tutorial, if you will. Sometimes you need the tut to understand what the new mechanics are. And yes, I like that you can change from the new passing style to the classic passing style that we had in the older games, which I might do just to get used to what's going on. I'm playing on varsity, which is kind of like in the middle difficulty. There's 2 more above that. And it's just figuring out the new game flow. But is it worth $70? That's my question. And I've been looking forward to this game. I used to love the old college football games. I think I'm just in a point in my life where I don't really care about football as much as I used to. And I already kind of knew that going into this. Like, I don't care about college football or football in general like I used to. And I think that kind of tempers my excitement on playing it. I definitely want to play more of it. I'm going to jump more into the game and try to get into it a little bit more and see how I feel. But it's not necessarily something that I'm super excited for. $70 is a lot. $70 is a lot. But I know this game has a lot of replay value to it. You've got not only Dynasty, you also have Ultimate Team, you have Road to Glory, you have Exhibition, you have online modes as well. This is crossplay. I'm going to probably check out the crossplay function this weekend and see how that works because I'm going to be playing Nick probably on he's got it on Xbox, I've got it on PlayStation, so we're going to see how that all functions and everything. So there's a lot here. I'm not going to do any of the Ultimate Team stuff. I care nothing about that. I also saw where you can import people's schools, so you can create a school and then import it. So that's cool. You can, create a field and all of that. I'm wondering how deep that is because I haven't experienced it yet. I haven't went in and made my own school or anything like that. So there's a lot to the game. I'm not saying that the game is trash or anything like that. But I'm definitely the demographic that they're going after. But I think also just because of my lack of interest in the actual sport these days, I think it's less than what I used to be because I used to watch college football every Saturday. Every time Florida played, I was there to watch it. And now I just don't do that. I was at every Troy game for 4 years, but now I just don't really watch football that often. I'll watch some clips here and there, but that's not really something that I do on the regular. But overall, I think the game is solid. $70 is kind of crazy. I know that's the going rate for games this time around. But there was a article that came out over on IGN, and I want to say there was like 100 million players, something like that. It might have been 100 million. It might have been or $100 million made off of, I'm going to look it up real quick, but it was kind of crazy how many people paid the $100 pre-order to get 3 days earlier. And that to me is kind of scary because when you have these games and you have people like trying to charge for extra early access and all of that, it's kind of scary to me because we get more and more of that happening. I'm trying to find it right now on IGN. Let's see. Where are the articles? 2.2 million people were willing to pay $100 to play college football 25 3 days earlier. 2.2 million people. I know Derek was one of those people. I don't think Nick got the regular edition, and he was only allowed like 10 hours of play, and you could have got an EA Play trial or whatever and did that same thing, but $2.2 million. So it was a $99 deluxe edition. So you would get it on the 16th, and then everybody else would jump in on the 19th. Yeah. So on top of that, there was an additional 600,000 people were playing via EA Play trial. And I think the trial, I don't know what the number is on that, but geez, that is a lot of money. Let's just figure out 2.2. I don't know, everything doesn't go to EA on this. And this is me just doing 2 million. Gosh, that's crazy. That's like $200 million. $200 million. And that's not even the regular people getting the game. I don't know. It's absolutely insane to me what this game is already doing. And yes, it's the first one coming out. I'm hoping that College Football 26 is going to be even better, include some more stuff. But we also know EA doesn't do a ton of iteration and a ton of upping the game, essentially. They're like the Apple of this day and age, where at least Apple will bring in some new stuff that other people might have done in the past, just made it better. But EA is like small little increments. It's just an update to the roster, essentially. So I'm curious, what are your thoughts? Let me know what you think about College Football 25 down in the comments below. We're going to be talking about this and much, much more over on NerdCave News at 7 p.m. Central Time. So come and join us on that, guys, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with y'all. Y'all have a blessed day.